If you're in the market for a new bike, this is the perfect time to be a buyer, not so much a seller. There are tons of great deals out there, such as this is a 2022 YT Decoy Core 3. It's not all stock. It's got some wear and tear on it. As you can see here, I didn't do that. The previous owner must have laid it down. It's got some scratches there. The good thing is that the rear triangle is aluminum. In terms of the front triangle, which is carbon, it's got a couple of little nicks here and there. But overall, it's a solid bike. It's a solid build. Fox suspension, Performance Elite 38 up front, and it did come with the X2 out the back. And we'll talk about that right now here in a second. New tires, double down, front and rear, Assegai and Minion DHR, a Hydra rear hub, and a front, I think it's Hydra as well, but it also has the Crank Brothers emblem logo on it. And it's got an SLX shifter with a cassette, but it's got a SRAM GX derailleur. Hey, it's working. It shifts really well. Code R brakes and E13 cockpit, right? I mean, it's a solid bike. And guess how much I paid for it? Just under $3,000, $2,700 to be exact. I did add some brake pads, front and rear. I added a dropper lever here. But other than that, the bike is solid. But this video is to talk about the Topaz Prime, DVO's newest version, or iteration I should say, of their Topaz shock. Ever since I got this bike, this is I think my 4th ride on it, and my first ride on the Topaz Prime, and it is changing. It's changed the bike so much. I feel so much more I don't want to say confident, but it just seems to get off the ground a whole lot easier compared to the X2. I have that shock on my Ibis HD6, and I love that shock. As it turns out, it's the same size that the Decoy uses. And although I got a great deal on this bike for the price that I just mentioned, I wasn't very happy with it after 3 rides. And that's because it's a solid bike and it feels like a tank. It plows, it eats up everything. It's super, like, just capable. But I just found it very challenging, at least for me, to get it off the ground. It wants to stay grounded, which has its benefits, but I do like to play with my bike, pop off things. I love this pop right here. And do some jumps, not anything crazy. And it just wasn't doing it for me. And so I figured, you know what, let me give it another try. Let me throw the Topaz Prime shock on it and see what it does. Okay, that was sketch because I'm still a little nervous about getting this 50-pounder bike off the ground. But the Topaz, oh my god, it feels incredible. I did mess around with, you know, with the dials on the X2, and I just couldn't get it right. Maybe over time I would have, but now that I have this shock on it, I mean, from the very first descent, it transformed the bike. And this is not a paid advertising. This is not anything that DVO asked me to do. This is my, you know, my thoughts here that I'm sharing with you. I find it incredible, really, and just pleasantly surprising, just how much a shock can change the feel of the ride of a bike. Those jumps there, I was having difficulty getting the set of doubles there after the rock gardens. But again, it just goes to show how awesome this bike is now that I have this shock. Kudos to DVO, man. It's given me that perfect, at least so far after, you know, a couple hours of riding here, it's given me a near perfect, almost perfect balance of traction and playfulness. It's making it feel not as heavy as it is. All right, here comes that fence jump. Hopefully I can clear it. Nice. Oh yeah. And so I'm able to get off the ground now a little bit better than I was just a day ago. I came on, today's Sunday, no, 2 days ago. I came on Friday, and I was not like sold on it because I had the X2. I really like how the bike feels with this shock. I'm having a blast. I guess that's what it translates to. I think I just need to add the Onyx 38 on it, and then the bike will be complete. Again, it's a little beat up functionality wise or function wise. It's performing really well. Not an in-depth video on the shock itself. I am running a little bit high PSI on it. I think I'm at 210, and I do have two spacers, one in the positive chamber, one in the negative chamber. I can't recall the settings with the high speed and low speed compression, but they're the same ones that I had on my Ibis HD6. And so I didn't do a whole lot other than set the sag, and I don't think I'm gonna take it off this bike. I think I'm just gonna get another one for my HD6 and call it done. I will address the question that I'm sure a lot of you have, which is why am I on an e-bike again, being that I sold my e-bike 5 months ago. A lot of things have changed over the past 5-6 months since I sold my e-bike. I can tell you that I picked up a gravel bike. I fell in love with gravel, and so from a fitness side of things, gravel's my jam right now. I hope that you enjoy the video. At the very least, I hope that it was entertaining. If it was, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. If you have any comments or any questions, I'd be happy to answer those for you to the best of my ability. Until next time, ride your own ride, and God bless.